Yesterday's champion is today's question mark. Tom Aspinall's injury has frozen the heavyweight belt, and Joe Rogan fears he may never return, leaving the entire division hanging by a thread. Meanwhile, Ilia Topuria faces a custody showdown in a Spanish court, his emotions raw and his title reign uncertain. As backstage feuds are squashed and fresh faces rise, the ripple effects are about to upend everything you thought you knew about the UFC's future. So how did we get to this breaking point? UFC 321 changed Tom Aspinall's life in an instant. One accidental double eye poke from Cyril Gane stopped the heavyweight title fight, ruled a no contest, the first time that's ever happened in a UFC heavyweight championship bout. What followed was not just disappointment, but a medical ordeal few fighters have faced. Aspinall was diagnosed with bilateral traumatic Brown's syndrome, a rare condition that locks up the muscles controlling eye movement. Both eyes now struggle to move upward or inward, leaving him with constant double vision. He can't train, can't spar, can't even see straight. Doctors try to let the eyes heal on their own, but the damage wouldn't fade. One surgery has already been done, and the second procedure is scheduled for mid-January. The uncertainty is crushing. Aspinall summed it up in one word: nightmare. For now, the heavyweight division waits. No champion, no timeline, just questions about when or if he'll ever return to the cage. Joe Rogan weighed in on the fallout, and his words carried weight across the MMA world. On his January 2nd podcast, Rogan didn't hold back about the seriousness of Aspinall's injury. He described the heavyweight division as thinner than it's ever been, pointing out that with Aspinall sidelined, only a handful of names stand out. Rogan listed Tom Aspinall, Cyril Gane, John Jones if he ever returns, and Francis Ngannou, who's still with PFL. Beyond those four, Rogan said, there's no one who feels like a true championship threat right now. The rest of the division, he argued, just doesn't have the same spark. Rogan also defended Aspinall against critics who claim he's exaggerating or faking the injury, reminding listeners that eye injuries like this can end careers. The uncertainty around Aspinall's future leaves top contenders in limbo, with no sign of when the title might be up for grabs again. For fans and fighters alike, the entire heavyweight picture hangs in the balance, waiting for news that could change everything. Ilia Topuria stands at the center of a storm, but not the kind that happens in the cage. On January 7th, he walked into the Court of Violence Against Women #1 in Móstoles, Spain, to fight for custody of his daughter, a battle that's kept him out of the octagon for months. Topuria hasn't seen his little girl in 4 months, a pain he says is worse than any broken bone. He denies every accusation made by his estranged wife, Georgina Özkategi Bedell, calling them extortion attempts and providing evidence of threats to the court. The hearing, despite early media confusion, is strictly about family and travel, not abuse. Topuria's words after the session said it all. I still trust in God, in justice, and in people. I know that the truth will prevail. While Topuria's personal life plays out in courtrooms instead of arenas, the UFC lightweight division has been forced to move on. That's why an interim title is up for grabs at UFC 324, with Justin Gaethje and Paddy set to clash in Las Vegas. For Gaethje, this is his 6th shot at UFC gold. He's been here before, always the hammer or the nail. Pimblett, on the other hand, is chasing his first taste of championship pressure. The winner won't just walk away with a belt. They'll earn the right to face Topuria for the undisputed title whenever the champ's family fight is over. The stakes for everyone, father, fighter, and fan, have never felt more real. On December 31st, Sean O'Malley set off a frenzy with a photo of a massive forehead tattoo, hinting at an 8-figure sponsorship. The truth landed days later. The ink was fake, but O'Malley kept the joke alive with smaller doing well tattoos on his back and chest. He shrugged off the uproar, joking about the billboard-sized stunt. Sean Strickland, after weeks of public tension with coach Eric Nixick, ended speculation by calling Nixick family and posting, "We good now. Beef squashed, back to smashing faces. Michael Morales, undefeated at 7-0 in the UFC, looked ahead to 2026, promising, 2026 my year, undefeated forever. Darren Stewart, once unable to pay for hip surgery, found relief when the UFC covered the full cost, booking his operation after spotting his GoFundMe. The business side shifted too, with Paramount Plus, pay-per-views are gone, replaced by $90 and $140 annual tiers, saving fans hundreds. UFC 324 on January 24th launches the new era, headlined by Gaethje vs Pimblett, Harrison vs Nunes, O'Malley vs Song Yadong, and more. The schedule teases UFC 325, PFL Dubai, Houston, and the White House event in June 2026. In MMA, fortunes shift in a single week, inside or outside the cage. Today's headlines shape tomorrow's champions. Every setback, every court date, every comeback. This is where the sport's future gets decided.